Welcome to Contemporary Black Voices, where we take on the most important issues facing Black America today. I'm Chris Dawkins, and I'll be your host for this show today. With me, we have the lovely Dr. Sharon Michael Chadwell, and we have international expert Caleb Alexander. Today, we're going to be talking about the Pan-African Cultural Festival, which is going to be held here in San Antonio on May 3rd. And our guest to talk about that is Brother Andar. Welcome, Brother Andar.
Well, thank you for the welcome. And it's always an honor to be here with the family. So thank y'all so much.
Well, thank you so much. Well, let's get right into this and talk about the Pan-African culture. We know that it's going to be held, I think it's next weekend. But before we talk about that, tell us why you started this and how it got started.
Excellent, excellent. Listen, we have a nonprofit organization, the Pan-African Cultural Community. And one thing that we really center ourselves around is creating cultural programs and events that will highlight the rich cultural heritage of African people and to bring us together here in San Antonio. And that's through, of course, the drumming, the dance, the other history, and other cultural events such as Kwanzaa and, of course, the Pan-African Cultural Festival. The festival, actually, this will be the 10th year, the 10th annual Pan-African Festival.
Great.
And it started actually with a small group of us who realized that we had a very diverse group of African people from all over the world here in San Antonio. And we thought it would be great to create an event where we could come together, kind of introduce ourselves, get to know each other, like a family reunion.
Great.
So the idea is that we wanted to have this event, and it has continued to expand over the years. Now, this year is very, celebrating 10 years, we wanted to make it very special. So we started like a 3-day weekend event. So on Friday, May the 2nd, we're going to have what you call it a mixer. We're just going to have a networking opportunity.
Okay.
But at Teresa's restaurant, where we're going to invite people to come out and enjoy African food and fashion. So we want everyone to dress in their best African attire, come out and enjoy each other and get to know each other. And then that Saturday, as you mentioned, we're going to kick off the festival. And we're going to kick off the festival at 10:30 at the Carver Library. Of course, Brother Caleb has been our, guest on the panel for many years. But the idea is that we come together as a community and we talk about, we get to know each other from different parts of the world. I think over the years, Brother Caleb, we've had people from Cameroon, Congo, Nigeria, Haiti, all over. And of course, it's a way for us to introduce ourselves to each other instead of being introduced by other people.
This is really great. What I want to ask you is about when you talk about, explain the word or the definition of Pan-African.
Excellent. Well, the idea of Pan-African is really, it's like a movement centered around unifying people of African descent throughout the world. It's centered and based upon culture, history, and of course, our vision of the future. Now, much of it is centered around us gaining knowledge of self and understanding that we as a people are originally from Africa. That's our homeland, of course. That's the homeland, the origin of humanity, all human beings. But the idea is that we want to bring us together. And in coming together, we will see, of course, the rich cultural heritage, but also see the richness in our power and strength as a unified people. So this idea has been something that's been ongoing for a long time since we were brought out of Africa and placed here in America. It has always been that desire and connection because we have African people in Brazil, we have African people in the Caribbean, we have African people in Mexico, and of course we have African people on the continent, in Europe, all over. But the thing that has always we had never been able to do is to see that commonality and build bonds so we can build relationships. And of course, those relationships could lead to trade opportunity, maintaining and controlling the resources of Africa, and just building together as a family.
Sure, okay. Go ahead, Doctor.
I had a question. During our break, I was talking about the disconnect of information. Usually this Pan-African Festival is centered in one area of town. Now, what things are you doing to try to connect with the community beyond this one area?
And that's a great question too, because we're here in San Antonio, we're very dispersed throughout the city. Thing For instance, about a week ago, I went to the northwest side to some of the African stores and restaurants and placed flyers and talked to the
Okay.
owners there. We have, of course, people who are in those communities that we've been networking with over the years. So we're trying to get the word out. Of course, we're utilizing social media because it's always, beneficial. And I see a lot of people are tapping into that. So that's the way we're getting the word out to a larger audience here in San Antonio. But also, it's just the idea that, of course, we want to utilize the newspaper and, of course, Black Texas Life. So utilizing these different medias to get the word out. But the most important thing is word of mouth.
Now, have you ever thought about moving or rotating the festival 1 year here, 1 year on the other side of town?
That has been suggested.
Oh, okay.
And of course, needless to say that coming very soon, of course, the Carver Library is going through its transition. It's going to be changing. So we don't know how we won't be able to host it there in the coming next year or so. So the idea is that we're going to be looking at other locations, and that may be a good opportunity to take it to another part of the city. So we'll keep that on the radar for sure.
Okay.
Because you have mentioned, Brother Andar, Caleb and his participation in this, I actually am going to do something a little bit different than we've not done before, which is I'm going to ask Caleb about his participation in it and what type of role has he played and his experience with that.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah. And so first, Brother Andar, thank you for being here. And thank you from the entire community for putting this together
Yeah.
for the last 10 years. I mean, it's a beautiful event, and it does bring together a diverse array of cultures, of people from the diaspora. And I mean, the music and the drumming and the poetry. And one of the signature events that I participate in is the panel. And so, oh my God, I love the panel and I love the discussions. And, Brother Ando, I tell you, once I get talking, it's hard to shut me up when I'm on the panel. So, because it's talking about our people, you know what I mean? And it's the love and the passion for our people. And so, attending that event, you get just a diverse array of opinions on whichever subjects that we cover at that time. And so, it's filled with knowledge and it's an atmosphere of love. When you come in there, it's nothing but family. It's a beautiful event.
Okay, let me say this. We're going to stick a pin in that right now. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how Africans are actual people who are from the continent of Africa who might be residing here, how they might participate, or why you want to ask them to participate. And we'll be right back.
Okay.